Now 6:30, trial begins for the man behind the viral DC sandwich assault. Prosecutors having to pursue misdemeanor charges. What happened in court today? In Virginia, hundreds of millions of dollars in school funding goes before voters this week. What to know before casting your ballot. And a new development in the fight against fluoride. The FDA restricting using supplements for kids. We'll tell you the reason why. Thanks for keeping it right here at 6:30. We do begin tonight in the district. Today, the trial began for the man accused of throwing a sandwich at a federal officer. Jurors sworn in this afternoon. Fox Off Chief Legal Correspondent Katie Barlow was in the courtroom today. Katie.
Hey, good evening, Kenneth. 12 D.C. residents will now decide whether Sean Dunn impeded federal law enforcement officers when he threw a sandwich at a CBP officer who was outside of a gay nightclub last August. The club was hosting a Latin night at the time, and Dunn also called them fascists and racist. Now Dunn argues that he's being treated unfairly because he's being treated differently than January 6 criminal defendants who were recently pardoned after being convicted under the same statute. Now, today was all about jury selection. 12 jurors and 2 alternates who will decide the case. Prosecutors wanted to ask potential jurors whether they had strong feelings about CBP officers to suss out any potential bias. Some legal experts say that question violates the Sixth Amendment's guarantee to an impartial jury. We don't know if jurors were asked that question, though, because the judge didn't permit members of the public or press to listen in on questioning, or what's called voir dire.
A courtroom is a sterile room where you come in, you listen to the facts and the evidence. You leave all your prejudices outside. And everyone in this room has a prejudice. We all do. And if you don't think you do, then you're being naive. We all do. So all we're asking for is just come in cold, listen to the facts, don't come in with any preconceived notions. That's it. All right.
After the jury was selected and about to be sworn in, Dunn's lawyers asked to start the whole process over again and select a new jury because they argue that keeping that questioning section from today from the public and from members of the press actually violated the Sixth Amendment, which guarantees the right to a speedy and public trial. Now, the judge denied that motion, but the Supreme Court has been pretty clear on that point, so the issue could come up again.
All right, Katie, and do we know how long this thing will last, how long this trial? Because there's a question I'm thinking about here about when I just heard Pirro speaking. Sorry, I know we didn't discuss this, but after watching Pirro there, Katie, I want to ask you this, so I hope it's not putting you on the spot here. Is this an uphill battle for prosecutors when you have other cases that we've seen here and that we've covered where it didn't go the DOJ's way, didn't go prosecutors' way, didn't go the Trump administration's way, and there have been non-convictions in some of these cases related to anything involving the president and this administration. So are prosecutors going to have a tough time with this case? And again, how long do you expect this will last?
Well, look, I think if you ask a number of prosecutors in this office, and a number of them have left recently, D.C. juries can be difficult to secure convictions. And in this case in particular, they put the case before a grand jury trying to get a felony indictment, and the grand jury declined to indict. So, yes, I do think it may be an uphill battle, especially given a similar charge was just pressed against Sydney Reed. In that case, the jury acquitted her after a very brief time. We covered that case as well. So I think you hit the nail on the head, Kenneth. It's expected to last a couple of days.